Namaste, this is Dr. Kamath, Associate Professor at Cyber Kolhapur, wishing you very warm welcome to the session on Artificial Intelligence. Let's get started. First of all, the disclaimer, the resource materials, tools, platforms, images are used in this presentation only for the academic purpose under the Fair Use Clause of Copyright Act 1957 and the amendments in 1999, 2002 and 2012. Before I explain what is AI, before we are going towards the theoretical part of AI, let us see one or two experiments. You all are aware of orchestra. In the orchestra, there exists a conductor and that coordinator, that orchestra conductor, he gives some signs and based on his signs, the singers and the other people, they do the required things. Now, thanks to Google, we have an experiment in Google that is name of the experiment is semiconductor. This is to conduct an AI orchestra through your browser. Okay, you will enjoy doing this particular experiment. Let me just give some overview of this experiment, that is AI orchestra. Orchestra based on artificial intelligence. So please note down this URL, that is the semiconductor.withgoogle.com. I'll take you to this URL. Yeah, here you can see. So just click on start. Yeah, you can experiment. You can do this experiment your own. So make the orchestra play by moving your arms. The faster you go, the faster they go. So there are different steps given. Just follow these instructions given. So move up and down to louder and softer. Move side to control the sections play. So then like this, actually what you need to do, go to semiconductor.withgoogle.com and as per the instruction given, you have to carry out the experiment. Now I cannot do this here because my camera is capturing the lecture now. So there it requires the camera. You can experiment your own. The thing here is that this experiment is based on AI. Okay, so you need to set your position to your camera and how you make a movement according to the playing takes place. So how it is working at the back end, AI is doing this for you. So this is the application of AI, orchestra based on AI. I hope you will enjoy this experiment, doing this experiment. Let's go next. So you can see the next screen will be like this. As you move your hands, accordingly playing will take place. So you will be the conductor here, playing the orchestra through your browser. How beautiful is the application of AI. One more we will see. That is making interactive videos with AI. All of us watch videos. Okay. What if the video is interactive? Again, it is the application of AI. Let me experiment. Let me demonstrate. I'm taking this URL. Note down the URL. Experiments with Google. Again, the Google experiment. Thanks to Google. So, I'll open this URL. So, we are making interactive video here. I mean, see, now I'll launch the experiment. So once I launch the experiment, you can read here. So normally we watch videos. What if there could be interplay between you and the video creator? These prototypes let you interact right alongside the video and practice you just saw. See, now what we can, again here, the machine learning is playing the role. See, I'll play it. When I play, whatever here, I can draw here. See, so this is the video is playing. Now I have to draw this like this, this, and once I submit, it tells me whether I am right or wrong. What is the technique here? Here, machine learning is playing the role. So this prototypes, see, this prototype lets you write in the box right of the videos. It uses machine learning to check the things such as the order and direction of your strokes. So again, it is the experiment based on AI. Coming back to my presentation. So we are in the era, now the world is facing the pandemic due to COVID-19. This picture shows AI-based thermal screening filter. So you can see here, so in the airport, the AI-based thermal screening, this is capturing the image. So AI, image processing, at the back end, at the control system, you can see the processed images. So what the AI thermal filter is giving information, so it is sensing the passenger's temperature. So you can observe here, total 1903 have sensed, where the normal temperature 18, no mask 154. So their temperature, whatever the value read is shown here, 38.4 degrees Celsius, like this. So again, AI is used for thermal scanning. So such plenty of applications are there thanks to AI again. See, in our day-to-day life, where lots of applications of AI is present. Now the question comes, what is this AI? How these things are possible? This is because of automation. What is automation? Machines can excel at frequent high volume tasks. Turning something into a frequent high volume task requires data collection. Anything that can be quantified with data can be automated. Anything that can be automated can be addressed as artificial intelligence. So I am connecting here machines performing high volume tasks that requires data, and data here can be automated, and automation is nothing but artificial intelligence. So the broad definition of AI is the branch of computer science concerned with the study and creation of computer system that exhibit human form of intelligence. What are the human form of intelligence? We have the capability of learning, we have the capability of problem solving, reasoning, understanding. Exhibiting these features, machine exhibiting these features is called as artificial intelligence. That means machine can perform, learn new concepts and tasks, can reason and draw the useful conclusion, can understand natural language, perform other types of feats that requires human form of intelligence. Altogether we call it as artificial intelligence. These are the various buzzwords or the domains connected with artificial intelligence. So data, huge information. Now, using this data, make business intelligence. What is business intelligence? The set of architectures, technologies that convert raw data into meaningful information that derives profitable business actions. Huge amount of data nowadays. Not just the machines, sensors, IoT, smart objects generating huge data that leads to big data. Now making use of this predictive analytics, analyzing data to predict the future, that is predictive analytics. Now, so all these things together forms AI, where we have machine learning. What is this? It's the study of algorithm and statistical models to compute used to improve the task with some experience. Now, natural language processing, you, me, we can understand the others who what they speak. So, provided the same language, the language which I am known. Now, machine is understanding what I am speaking. You are aware of Alexa. You are aware of Siri. So, the machine here understanding myself, what I am speaking. That is natural language processing. Then another important domain here, cognitive computing. What is this? This is simulating human thought process in a computerized model. That is, so all this together forms all are the various components or the domains associated with artificial intelligence. The most important thing here, how these things are related. AI is a technique that enables computer to mimic human intelligence using logic and the various components. Machine learning is the branch of artificial intelligence that includes statistical techniques that enables machine to improve at tasks with experience. So branch of deep learning. So it is very famous now for speech recognition, image recognition, where the number of hidden layers, now the complexity of the neural network has increased. That is subset of machine learning consisting of algorithms that permit the software to train itself to perform tasks like speech recognition, image recognition. Analytics and data science are making use of all these things to develop the application to solve real world problems. Yeah. Next, what makes the rapid progression of AI possible? The exponential growth of data and computing power is the answer here. See, earlier the computer used to communicate with computer, device to device communication. Now it has changed. So you can observe in the case of airport, during the check-in, they're asking passengers to keep all their electronic equipments there. So person is keeping one or two mobiles, tablets, then the laptops. So per person on an average 4 to 5 devices. Not only that, because of IoT, so objects are becoming smart, sensors. So all these are generating huge information. The data, the generation of data has increased exponentially. You can see in this particular chart. Plus, what the Moore's law tells, as per the Moore's law, the computer processor speed and memory size doubles every year or two. Again, it has shown in the plot, it increases exponentially. As the data and computing power increase, the possibility of AI application has become more and more. Now, going further, I am talking about problem solving now. A very simple problem I am taking, wool, sheep and cabbage game. So we might have played this game during our childhood. That is how the brain is visualizing the subsequent situations. The instruction of this is like this. One side of the river you have wool, sheep and the cabbage. So you need to shift all the 3 to other side of the river. At a time you can take only one. If you take wolf, then what happens? The sheep may eat the cabbage. If you take cabbage, wolf may eat the sheep. So you have to be careful. So this is the instruction. This is the problem and the instruction. What precautions to be taken is given. You need to give solution. Actually, this side of the presentation here I had given the solution. How do we think we do in this way? Different situations. We take wolf first. What happens? So that is what shown in the form of decision, in the form of flowchart here. So there are three possibilities: taking wolf first, sheep first, and the cabbage first. If I take wolf, what about the next action? If I take sheep, what about the next action? So like this, see what we do. This is a sort of trial and error. So if I take this, then what about the subsequent action? So similar thing can be experimented or similar can be given by computer playing. The same approach here in the case of tic-tac-toe game. So here again, you can visualize this. The steps the computer goes through to check every possibilities and choose the best move is an algorithm. See, say the game start with this. Okay, what are the possible things? So these are the two possible. If this is the case, then these are the possibilities. If this is the case, these are the possibilities. Like this, the whole graph can be drawn. This is what called as state space search. This is state space, and in this graph, from the beginning start to reaching winning, that particular is the optimal solution, and finding that optimal solution is nothing but algorithm. So tic-tac-toe game here tree looks complex but relatively simple as compared to chess. Why? Because here we are having only 9 combination. But whereas if we go to chess game, then so for the start there are 20 possible. For each one again there are 20 possibilities. Just imagine drawing the tree, search space of chess game. Again if I take further the deep minds, again very common. In the case of chess, the number of moves this much is given, whereas in the case of deep mind, the number of moves are more than this. So computer drawing, in that all the moves are not valid moves, so there will be some pruning, and among the valid moves, the optimal is the best solution. So that is what design of AI algorithm. Here, when I talk about wolf sheep cabbage problem, the way your approach is possible similar to how you approach playing tic-tac-toe game. Here you are able to visualize your next move. What will be the next? If this is the current situation, what will be the next move? Or if I do this movement, what will be the answer given by my opponent? If our opponent gives this answer, then my answer should be this. Like this we visualize the things. That is visualizing the consequences to make what you believe is the best next move. The more you play, so more and more I play, better you get, and once it is clear, in the same thing happens. So if you play more tic-tac-toe more times, so you are knowing from where you have to start. So that is what neural network learning. So by experience, by again and again doing same thing, neural net learns. What is neural net? The way computers connect, see here, the first diagram it shows biological neural network, where this is the artificial neural network. The brain creates neural pathways between the neurons. The way computer learn is similar to the way we learn. We take information and make the connection, and same thing here happens in the computer. Takes information, makes the connection among the neurons, firing and other things takes place. Yes. So coming to the machine learning, a computer that can also learn through trial and error like you and me is simply called as machine learning. Machine learning by experience is nothing but machine learning. Putting all them together, computer cannot do it alone. It's not a deep learning magic. Teams of the people gathering data sets, creating machine learning models, tweaking the algorithms, training their model, deploying it, that makes the artificial intelligence application. So we had seen some of the experiments of AI. What is AI? Various domains of AI. What do you mean by problem, AI problem? What is algorithm? Let us go further. Very important domain of AI is computational thinking. Computational thinking, I mean simulating human thoughts. Machine is a simulation of human thoughts by the machine. Now, let me consider a very simple example. Let us assume you and me are playing a game. I mean, we have a 14 chocolates and 1 chili in a jar. I'll repeat, I have a jar where I am having, so it's a sort of puzzle. Listen carefully. I have a jar where I have 14 chocolates and 1 chili. Okay. So we are taking the chocolates from the jar. Okay. Every time you are allowed to take 1 or 2 or 3 chocolates. Okay. So the rule is like this. You are allowed to take 1 or 2 or 3 chocolates. One who left with chili is the loser of the game. Okay. I hope you understood the game. Now, if this is the game, we have to derive the solution. Who will win? If at all I want to win, how should I play this particular game? So we start solving the problem. The first thing, decomposition. So decomposition in the sense here, every time. So there are 14 chocolates and 1 chili. How many chocolates I should take? If I take 1, what about him? How many he will take? Like this, breaking the problem. That is decomposition. And there will be different rounds. So because there is a restriction, 1, 2, 3 chocolates, there will be different rounds. So same, the pattern. Okay. So I should win. Okay, so what should be the pattern? And now designing the algorithm for this and simplifying that algorithm, that is what abstraction. I will give you the solution here and then I will explain the computational thinking. The solution is like this. For this problem, the solution will be like this. First, okay, so you can do your own. First, I'll take 1 chocolate. Okay. Then I will ask you to take. And the logic here, if you take 1 chocolate, I will take 3. If you take 2 chocolate, I will take 2. If you take 3 chocolates, I will take 1. That means every round I am keeping the total number of chocolates should be taken from the jar will be 4. So that at the end, it will make you to compulsory pick the chili. So that is the logic behind. So simulating this, that is what computational thinking. So that is how do we apply the same way of thinking. So now this is the puzzle. I need to win. You should the chili should remain there for you. So for that, how I have derived the solution. So how do we apply same way of thinking to more abstract problems and novel situations? That is what computational thinking. So there are four components. Decomposition means breaking the big problems into smaller size. Pattern recognition, analyzing and look for repeating sequence. 4, 4, 4 is the repeating sequence. Then algorithm design, step by step instruction. If you take 1, I'll take 3. If you take 2, I'll take 2. If 3, then I'll take 1. So step by step design. If there are any additional thing, removing and refining the algorithm, that is what abstraction. So this is what computational thinking, simulating human thoughts by machine, that is computational thinking. The most important another domain is the robots. That is Sophia. Maybe you all are aware of Sophia, humanoid AI robot. I wanted you to watch the interview. So interview of Sophia by Jimmy. That is just what Jimmy Fallon interview with the Sophia. You'll enjoy watching that. Sophia is a human robot. Now, one more robot, that is Pepper. Just imagine yourself. I'm giving you 2 minutes of time for this. Will robot take your job? I'm a faculty member, associate professor at my institute. If robot takes my job, or that is Pepper is a robot here, what will Pepper do? What task Pepper can do for me? Okay, now what you do, you assume, I'll take a pause here for 1 minute. Assume for your profession, your occupation, Pepper as a robot, what can Pepper do for you? Just note it down on the paper. We'll be back in few seconds. Okay, let's see some more experiments in AI. The next one is related to face recognition. So the site I am referring here is which face is real. So I wanted you to experiment, check this particular site. Here, which digital identities are fake and can you spot these fakes at a single glance? So check it out, your own. Okay. So I'm going to this particular page where identify. See, there are original picture. The site is having original images and AI created images. You need to identify which is real and which is incorrect. So AI is used here to create the image. So let us check now. So it is asking which is real. So I'll tell if this is real. No, this is telling actually this is the real one. This is AI created image. Let us check one more. Which is real here? If I tell this is real, again, yeah, this is right and this is the AI created image. So browse this site. So try to make yourself to identify which is the original image and which is the AI created image. See, the image is created by AI. Again, the application of AI, how it will be used, whether it is used for the good purpose or it depends. The one more experiment, that is scrying pen. Here, the machine learning is helping you in designing the plots. So you will enjoy doing this. Say the model. Here the model is cat. Okay, the machine learning here, AI algorithm helps me in drawing the cat. Say for example, see. So it tells me what should be the next step. So that is what now how it is working. I had put it in my presentation. Is the application of machine learning to human augmentation. Pens, ink stretches, you observed here, backwards into the past and forwards into the possible futures. Two sides make a strange loop. The future ink influences how you draw, and which turn becomes the new past link influencing the future ink. That means the machine learning here helping you in drawing the models. Similarly, one more tool is there, that is Magic Sketchpad. Why I have taken all these things? So all these things are experiments based on AI. One more very interesting one that we will play, that is AI Duet, a piano. It helps you in playing the piano. You can do it your own. You check it, experiments, all these. Again, thanks to Google, these are AI experiments of Google. So you play your own. So it helps you in playing. Hope you enjoyed. So try it out your own. That is the AI Duet, a piano that responds to you. So all these experiments are based on AI. Going further, the most important branch of AI, field of AI, is connected with data. That is AI for social good, getting creative with data to find impactful solutions. That is what data science. Here, data science is transforming data into valuable information, analyzing data to get insights, useful insights. So this is defined as the art and science of extracting actionable insights from the data. So whenever we talk about AI, the knowledge pyramid comes into the picture. So at the base, we have huge amount of data. The raw information data is converted as information. Organized information is called as knowledge. Making use of knowledge to do some task is intelligence. So achieving higher goal is wisdom. So this is what knowledge pyramid. Now, the various branches connected with the data science are machine learning, making the machine to learn based on the experience, probability model for the forecasting purpose, AI, machine exhibiting human form of features, visualizing, understanding the pattern, speech recognition, text recognition, handwritten recognition, image recognition, etc. Handling uncertainty, non-monotonic reasoning, statistics, mathematics, operation research, predictive analytics. All these are the domains contributing in data science. I just wanted to show you. Just we will see this. Generation of data. So you can check how many, just observe the Google searches today. How many searches? Keep on increasing. So just imagine how the data is increasing. So similarly, this link will give you Facebook active users. So thus, data is all around. Lots of data is being collected and warehoused. Web data, e-commerce data, financial transaction data, bank credit transaction data, online trading, purchasing. So there's huge amount of data. So that resulted into big data. So in the case of big data, we have structured data. So name, age, all these are structured, whereas video, audio, pictures, all these are unstructured data. You want to become a data scientist? So what is data scientist? Who combines the skills of software programmer, statistician and storyteller / artist to extract the nuggets of gold hidden under the mountains of data. Data is a fuel here. getting the useful insights from data. That is what data science. The one who is doing is data scientist. So all the best to you who want to become a data scientist.